those heroes come home from battle, they've got to sell that loot to somebody. Why not you? In Heroes Welcome, Merchants of Dragon Reach. Alright, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and today I'm doing a Kickstarter preview for Heroes Welcome, Merchants of Dragon Reach. Now this is a twist on the typical dragon, kill the dragon, slay the giant, get the loot, and go home and be the victor. This is the game that kind of comes after all of that. So after the heroes have gone and done their thing, they come home and they've got to do something with all of that loot, because a hero doesn't just want to kill the dragon one time, they want to level up and get better and better. And so how can they do that? They sell somebody all of their loot so that they can get better armor so they can go fight a bigger dragon. That's what this game is all about. The warriors, the heroes have gone off, they've come home, and now we get to make a profit off of them. And this game is broke down into two basic phases. One phase is where the heroes are going to go about town, and they're going to visit these shops and sell their items to you. And then it's your turn to then take those items that you've bought from them and turn them into items that eager customers, the bad guys, are going to buy from you. So you're working both sides of this gig. You've got the heroes, you're buying all of their stuff, and then you're leveling up your monsters as well so they can get the items that they want. And then that's phase one. And then phase two is the heroes are going to go back to the dungeon, and then they are going to level up, fight these monsters, and then come back on the other side ready to come back to town to do it all over again. So let me give you a basic overview of the game, and then you can decide if this is something that you want to back. At the beginning of the game, every person is going to get a special character card, and these characters have an affinity. It's got a special ability that's for you that basically just means if you don't use a certain type of item during the game, you're going to get a bonus. And you also have a special mastery card that you're going to get. And this tells you the same kind of thing, that if you use certain combinations of items that you're going to get certain victory points. And in this game, you can level up these guys to go from one level to the next all the way up to rank number 3, where you could go from fierce to vorpal to savage and score a lot of victory points. So on your turn, you just basically move this group of heroes to an adjacent location, and then you use the ability of that place. Once you've used the ability, you get to place one of these awesome close signs out there, and now that store, that market, that place can't be used again on this round. So then the next player would move, and then they just place their marker there, and they do the ability of that building. Most of the time, that is paying a hero for what they have in their backpack. So these heroes are going to go on these missions, and when they come home, they're going to have items in their backpack, and you get to trade them for that. So you give them money, which you can come by pretty easily, but what you're really trying to get is vorpals, and that is the victory points in this game. And so you're trying to get those throughout the game, which are a little bit harder for you to get. So not just markets here in the middle that you can go to, but you can also visit guilds down at the bottom of the board. And the same kind of thing happens there. Instead of moving the marker there, you would just use the ability of the guild, and then you would place a closed marker on it. No one else can go there this round. And then somebody else could go. They could visit another shop, or they could close another guild. The other location that you can go to is to the eager customers, and these are monsters that are asking for certain things. Like he wants to buy a shiv, and this requires 2 specific items. And if you have those specific items, no more, no less, then you're able to buy this. And you not only get money, or you sell the items to him, and then you get money and you get victory points by fulfilling that card. Once you do that, then you are going to take these monster tokens, or these monster tokens, and you place them here at the beginning. Now, when you flip these over, these are going to reveal a warrior, a hero that gets to level up. But you don't know what that is. You just know that you fulfilled the order for an eager customer, and then you take and you place this monster up here into the dungeon. And then at the second phase of the game, then you're going to reveal who gets to level up. But we'll get to there in a second. There's also a black market, and then there's a tonic pond. And these tonic ponds, once you go here, you're able to place this directly in the backpack of one of the heroes. And once they go through this dungeon crawl phase, it's going to help them level up quicker. So once you visit and everybody does whatever they want to, at some point somebody's going to say, I want this phase to be over, let's move on to the dungeon crawl. If somebody else still wants to do something, they can stop that, but they have to pay that person a coin. And if somebody pays them a coin, the game continues. And then once no one wants to pay anymore and everybody's done, then you move on to the dungeon crawl phase. So you would come up here, you place the heroes at the beginning, and then you just go through. For every monster token that you have, you're going to reveal it and place it on top of your hero card, and that hero levels up. And then you're going to pull from the bag loot based off of the level that that hero is on. So if they're a level 3 or a level 4, then you would pull that many loot out of the bag and place it onto that character card. And then from there, you're going to reopen all the shops. You're going to remove all the close signs. And then you get to, what else? You get to expand the town. And this is one of the best parts of the game, because at the beginning there are 2, 4, 6, 7 open spaces at the game. So you will have one of these tiles that you could place out onto the board. Like right here for the tavern. This says that it must be placed in the field. And so there's an outer area that is the field. And then there are other locations that have to be built on top of locations that are here in the middle. And so you could upgrade, say the peddler, you can upgrade that. The flea market can be upgraded. And so you get a better benefit out of that. Usually that might be, instead of just getting one item, you could pay for 2 items. And so not only are you getting more spaces, but the spaces that you can go to also level up. You pass the first player marker, and then these guys return to home, and the game continues. The game will go all the way until you finally fight the ultimate boss at the end of the game. And once this guy is revealed, and he is the eager customer, once you do that, then you pay him off, you win your Vorpals, and you count up and you see who has won the game. So it's an interesting twist, I guess, on the whole story about sending the heroes out to fight. It's not that you get to play as the bad guy, maybe like in Boss Monster, but now you get to play as the merchants that are working both sides of this thing, trying to buy things and sell things to keep the system working. And so I really like that. The theme is great. The artwork is cool. I like the abilities and the stuff that you're trying to do. You work this whole time trying to not just get items and trade them in, but based off of your affinities, what your guys want to score victory points on, you're working towards that. So like this particular guy, Schnod Shackles, he is trying to avoid using green shards. And so if he does that, he gets a bonus. And then if he uses Orc Steel and all this kind of stuff, he's going to do that. So you are trying to work your way around the board and trying to work on these heroes to get the exact combination of things so that you could turn them in and get victory points. And so I like that. I like the theme. I like the way that it plays out. I like the fact that I don't have to, but I get bonuses if I work towards what I'm really good at. And so I really like that. So I don't know, if you're interested in this, go on to the Kickstarter and check it out and see if this is something that you want to back. The theme is great. The gameplay is solid. And so if you're into this, you might just love Heroes Welcome.